Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of You Like That Extra with me. My name is Adam and I'm one half of You Like That Extra / You Like That podcast.
My name is Jack. I am the other half of You Like That Extra / the You Like That podcast.
We have to work on that because it's way too long. Guys, welcome back again. You Like That Extra. We're here for another week, another midweek review. We put out the choices.
You said it. You did it.
What?
That's the first time you said midweek review correctly. On all the other episodes, you're like mid-week review.
Look, it's starting to get to me now that we do these back-to-back recordings, and it's a lot. We do a lot of talking now in one day.
Your voice is all warmed up.
Yeah, we're getting there. So I know how to say words properly now.
I tend to go the other way.
Yeah, usually. So guys, we're back again. We put out the choices. We hit you with a Brad Pitt theme. We gave you a couple of choices: Fight Club, Seven, and Inglourious Bastards. And by God, did this voting go off with a fucking hit? People were going left, right, and center. Yeah. Literally, it was between Fight Club and Seven. And I got to shout out Andy from the band on this one. He was going to kill me if we did not do Fight Club. And I went, at the moment where it's at, Andy, Seven is up by one vote. I'm like, I can't call it because that's not right. But I'm like, if you want to log in or you want to share the post and get people to vote, hey, it's free real estate.
Yeah,
go for it. So he did. He went onto his missus' account. He went onto our band account, shared it. Some of it backfired and people voted for Seven.
Yep.
But eventually the numbers stacked up in Fight Club's favour. Henceforth, we're here to talk about Fight Club.
I need to shout out Josh because he's the only other person who voted for Inglourious Bastards with me. It was just me and him on that hill.
I wanted it as well because I love that movie. I've got so much to say about that movie. But when I saw the votes were so quickly on the fence for Fight Club and Seven, I was like, I'm not opposed to Seven. Like, I really wanted Seven to be my second choice.
Yeah. Because
up until yesterday, I had never seen Fight Club.
That's fucking astonishing to me. I can't believe someone on Earth hasn't seen Fight Club. Like,
so many movies
everyone has seen Fight Club.
Yeah.
It's baffling to me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So we're going to talk about Fight Club and everything about it. There's a lot of good notes with this movie that we have about it. So for those of you who do not know about Fight Club, I'm going to run you through everything anyway. So Fight Club released in 1999, directed by David Fincher. At this point, he had directed Alien 3. He also directed Seven. Coincidentally, I saw that and I went, that's kind of funny. We're going to do that movie anyway.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it was sort of the Brad Pitt, David Fincher week.
Yeah. This movie is really fucking long. It's a 139-minute runtime. You're looking at me like it's no issue. I fucking hated that.
Not an issue at all.
Budget of $63 million. Cleaned up $101 million in the box office. Rotten Tomatoes score 79% in the critic.
Yep.
96% audience.
Yeah.
A lot of reasoning as to behind this. So
this is one of those movies where people who don't pay that much attention to movies or love movies like we do.
Yeah.
If you say what's your favorite movie, most blokes I feel like will just go Fight Club.
Yeah.
It's kind of the go-to answer because everyone on Earth has seen Fight Club except you.
So this was starring Edward Norton and Brad Pitt and Helena Bonham Carter in the leads. Some brief cameos from Meatloaf.
Yeah, Jared Leto.
And a very, very blonde Jared Leto.
Dyed eyebrows and all.
Fuck me.
Bleached eyebrows, I should say.
Very fucking bleached eyebrows. So a few notes that I got from this movie here before we dive into about the movie itself. So obviously, going off the Rotten Tomatoes score there, Fight Club really didn't grow its success from its cinema release. It took its DVD release and word of mouth.
Such a cult movie.
For people to go, this is a really good movie, developed to be a massive cult classic, hence why the audience score is so high. Caused a lot of critics to go back and revisit it eventually, and then realize certain things about it that were better than what they originally thought. This was in a very different time of movies.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
In terms of the plot to this movie, very different in the way it approached it and everything like that. To which, even after the major success of the film and its DVD release, prompted a lot of American fight clubs in real life.
Yeah, I can imagine.
A lot of people wanting to recreate Project Mayhem. making a lot of homemade explosives, detonating a couple. There was even one instance where there was a daycare center
Oh my god.
with 4 to 6-year-old children
Oh my god.
beating each other. This was uploaded to Snapchat
Jesus Christ, dude.
when they were making references
It's a fucking
to Fight
movie.
Club.
Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Jeez.
Some other quick notes. Russell Crowe was originally wanted to portray Tyler Durden, so Brad Pitt's character.
Yeah.
They originally were thinking of Russell Crowe to do this until Brad Pitt was brought in. They went, nah,
Yeah.
he's the guy.
Which is weird because, like, yeah, we'll get into that later.
Yeah, definitely.
Put a pin in that and we'll get into
Yeah,
that later.
but he was on the thought board for it. Same with Peter Jackson was also one of the 4 directors up for directing the movie.
Okay.
The board considered him to be the best choice. but
Pre-Lord of the Rings.
He was busy in New Zealand filming... I can't remember. It was The Frightening or The Frighteners.
The Frighteners, yeah.
The Frighteners, that's the one. He was busy filming that, so he didn't have the time to fit in the schedule. So they went with David Fincher. And another one that I found really in character acting, Brad Pitt visited a dentist to get his front teeth chipped on purpose because he didn't want his character to have perfect teeth.
Yeah, it's extremely noticeable too.
Yeah. After the filming, he went back to the dentist and got him fixed.
Yeah.
So he made sure that they did this correctly
Yeah.
so that they could restore it after the
He
filming.
had that Brad Pitt money.
Yeah, he had that Brad Pitt money. So
Brad Pitt
he,
was already a big star at this point.
he was already a big star, so he thought, yeah, fuck it, I'm going to get into character and I'm going to do this shit and get it. Fuck
Oh, the
it.
reason we did Brad Pitt week is because he's my favorite actor. I think I've said that on the podcast before, but...
I didn't actually know that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Probably just ignored you, but...
Yeah, honestly, like most people do. But yeah, no, Brad Pitt's comfortably my favorite actor.
Which is fair, but Brad Pitt's also got a great list of movies to choose from, so...
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna stick to a few themes of actors and actresses in their field,
Definitely
which
the easiest thing to do.
really works out really well. So we'll hit you with another one of them for the next choices.
Sure.
So we'll start with you, Jack. You tell me, Fight Club. What do you think about it? Why do you love it so much?
God, so this is like one of my first favorite movies. Like, of course, when I watched it when I was younger, I didn't really understand it. I was just kind of like, oh, you know, like cool.
Yeah.
Fighting and stuff and like some funny scenes, and I like the build and you know how chaotic it gets. Like, funny enough, we had that question in the main show. Listen to the main show. I just really like how it plods along. Like, it's so gripping. Like, I don't feel a length at all with Fight Club. Just like, and then when you do get that big twist and stuff, the rewatch is like equally as satisfying because then you're just like, you pick up on so much other little stuff.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, so there's like the rewatchability. It's just a fucking good movie. It's just a very good movie. I'll go into it more when we converse as human beings.
Converse, yeah. Would you like to hear my opinions on the movie?
I can't believe I already know that you don't like it because downstairs you were like, oh,
no. Fight Club for me. So this was my first watching. Very late to the party on this one.
Yeah, no shit.
Go fuck yourself.
Everyone on a...
I know, but I wasn't one of those fucking people, Jack. I'm sorry, mate. I'm very sorry. I don't watch every single movie that comes out. Jack, fuck you. This movie wasn't the best movie I've ever seen.
Where's your commitment to the podcast?
Oh my
20 years ago.
Did you just say that? Did you just... Are we having a fight? Love you anyway.
Could have a fight. You can end this on camera.
Could.
With an on-fight camera.
Yeah, that's...
An on-fight camera and on-camera fight.
Yeah, who's fucking stumbling over their words now,
Me.
Jack?
Me.
No, okay, no. I'll give you my full honesty here. It's going to make a lot of people angry with me. I would not put this movie in my top 50.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I had to think about it. I was going to say top 20, and I'm like, no. Nah. And I went top 50. Yeah, it's going to be outside of my top 50. Unfortunately, I'm sorry.
Fucking hell.
We'll get into my reasonings as to why when we talk more about this, but it's either a sign of I've watched it too late and I know how much hype this movie has had. It's either I don't know. It's hard to explain right now. I did not like the first hour and 20 minutes of this movie. I really enjoyed the last 40 minutes of this movie.
Really?
I did really enjoy the ending to this movie.
That's the opposite of me.
Yeah?
Like, I love all of it, obviously, but I think it's really strong in the first half.
I did not enjoy the build-up.
Yeah,
And I found this movie way too fucking long. And when I saw the runtime, I was like, it could be okay. I don't have anything against long-running movies.
I do.
As long as there's enough in it. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I've watched Lord of the Rings too many fucking times, so I'm used to it.
That's fair.
But then when the movie was going, I'm like, that's fuck all happening right now.
Yeah.
Now,
right.
I know what this movie is supposed to be portraying. I know, obviously coming to this movie, I knew the whole Brad Pitt wasn't real.
That's
it was
the problem. That's a
him
big
the whole
problem.
time. And I think that's what sort of took it away.
It's a massive problem.
But then as I was watching, I'm sort of sitting there going, I can pick up on where it gives it away that
yes,
he is that person.
That's what I meant by the rewatches.
But that's what I'm just like. But I feel like even if I was watching this without that knowing of what happens, I still feel like I could have put it together as I was going.
Yeah, I think it does a good job
that.
of that. There's like enough little winks and nods,
but
and
the
coincidences and stuff.
The reason as to why I prefer the second half of the movie to the first is because up until watching it, I actually never knew what the central plot of this movie was.
Yeah, right.
And the way that the movie ends, the way it does, I never knew about that.
Yeah.
For me,
Fight Club is really just
anytime I heard about Fight Club, I thought this was an underground fighting movie.
Yeah,
because I never saw trailers. I never saw the only ever time I saw the memes or any gifs or anything on Tumblr or whatever was always of just like Brad Pitt and Ed Norton.
Yeah,
never in like the end situations. Always either within the Fight Club or doing something funny or fucking whatnot else.
Yeah.
So the whole terrorist threat thing, I was like, the fuck?
Yeah,
it's happening here. I thought this was
a
fighting movie.
Completely separate movie, pretty much.
Yeah. So I think people should let me off the hook and just going. A lot of shit has tainted me to watching this movie for the first time. And I could have ignored certain things.
Yeah.
Like leading into it. But I still think watching it, I was still like... Like, I really enjoy artsy type movies and movies with a lot of feel, a lot of, like, thinking about things, especially when they make sense.
Yes.
You know, like, I'm not saying...
And that's very important.
And I'm not saying anyway this movie doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
I just, for myself, didn't like the way that the movie built up initially.
Yeah, right.
I loved from the point where Ed Norton realized that Tyler Durden isn't real and it's him.
Yeah.
From that point, I was like, okay, movie's kind of good now. I like this whole
chaos. What's he going to do now?
Happening.
Yeah.
And then what's happening from now. I'm like, that's okay. I really enjoy that from now.
Yeah.
But yeah, the rest of the build up, I was just like, it's just one of those type of movies for me.
Yeah, right.
And it's like, So I liked the movie, but I did not love the movie.
Yeah, I feel like just straight out of the gate, like Ed Norton as the narrator, like just firing off so much about his life, like you know his character so well.
Yeah.
Like just straight away. And like him going on about insomnia and having all these mental snaps and stuff. You really are just like, oh, is he just like imagining the Fight Club? Is he imagining anything? Like, what's real, what's not real? And then, it kind of does both of that, really. Like, it is real, but some of it's not real,
Yeah, no, there's some crazy aspects to it, but...
Yeah, and just like, it's just this man unraveling and just losing his mind pretty much. But also, like, having this incredible relationship that he's discovered with Tyler. And that's not real either. But like he sees himself as this schlub who's never achieved anything and just buys IKEA because that's the only thing that makes him happy anymore. But really, he had it within himself to create something like Project Mayhem. But he would never create Project Mayhem, you know, because he's just Joe Schmo or whatever. And he doesn't think he's violent or whatever. Yeah, and then he creates Tyler in his image, like the perfect man, which is why the Russell Crowe thing is funny, because Tyler Durden is everything Edward Norton is not. He's like gorgeous, tough, funny, smart, all this stuff. And he says that in the dialogue. Yeah, so I just can't imagine Russell Crowe as being your ideal version of yourself.
Yeah, it would be.
And I'm sure at the time Russell Crowe, like coming off a fucking romper stomper,
Yeah.
He was like a good-looking bloke or whatever. I don't know. I've never seen him as good-looking. I'm sorry.
No, I don't know. Maybe in his very young
or like
years,
charming
maybe.
enough to pull off.
Yeah, I mean, after you watch Unhinged, you sort of like, that's forever now my picture of Russell Crowe.
I just love the way this movie looks and like trundles along, and the violence is. How did you feel about the violence?
The violence fucking shocked me because when it gets
you like
violent,
violence,
I love to see the violence, and even I was like, like, they fucking ball out on the violence on this one.
When Lou is beating up Tyler. That's pretty fucking brutal. And he's like spitting blood all over him. And that's horrible. And then the Jared Leto scene, which is pretty infamous at this point. Christ on a bike. And then you see him later in the full prosthetic makeup and stuff. Like
half the face is puffed. I'm like,
brutal. Whoa. So the fighting is like brutal. It's actually underground bare knuckle.
Yeah, when they need to utilize forms of blood and even the next day stitching and healing process. But even... at the end of the movie when he shoots himself in the cheek. Yeah. And you see, obviously, it's flapped on the side here. Yeah. That's great prosthetic makeup. Then also, Brad Pitt's the back of his head's fucking blown, and it's like, but it's like protruded out, so it's like something's really
full on
to
exit
come out of the back.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's full on. This movie, like, that's where I'll give it props to why I like the ending of this movie. Like, it shocked me in many different ways. Yeah. And that's where sort of the respect I have for the movie came about by the end of it, when everything's coming together and all this, like, everything, or this chaos is ensuing right in front of us, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, and it's sort of just happened. Like, it escalates so much, but we don't really see much of it escalating. Like, it's kind of just happening around him. Yeah. And then, by the end, it's out of his control because he's told everyone in Project Mayhem, like, there's the scene with the cops, he's like, and the cops are like, like, you said you would say that. You said you would say that too.
I love that scene. So the way that they were just like, you definitely said you would say that.
And it's such a stylish movie until the fight scenes. Yeah. Right? It's a movie called Fight Club. Yeah. But the fight scenes are just kind of one camera, just super brutal, visceral.
And they really don't
they're not doing flips or anything, because it's just an underground, it's just people, garbage men or whatever, just having a crack at fighting.
Yeah, and it really alludes from the movie where, someone like me could come in to go and expecting like a massive, like,
because it's called
fucking
Fight
underground
Club,
brawl type thing. And I'm used to watching, these action movies like Undisputed, Grand Street Hooligans, and all that type of shit. Yeah. I love those movies where it's actually like proper underground fighting. It's like full on into it. And then I get this, and it's literally just some random ass men punching to get their fucking emotions out. Yeah. And I'm like,
so like some of them are really terrible at it. Some of them are like big burly blokes who like use their weight. But some of them are just scrawny dudes who are just like punching. Like,
Meatloaf with big man boobies.
Yeah, you got Meatloaf with these big boobies for some reason.
I'd be fine if he never had a part in this movie, but
very strange. Why Meatloaf? Like at that time too, he wasn't that famous at that time. It's a very, very funny inclusion. So yeah, fuck. It sucks that you knew the reveal. It really sucks because it
was one of those things where in this age, if you don't know about the movie, you know what the
that's
turn
the problem.
Is of this.
Alyssa mentioned that too. Famous from the main show, Alyssa. She was just like, "Fuck! I wish we could watch it at the age we are now, when we understand movies more, and see if we could pick up on it."
And I reckon, had I did, this movie would have been in my top 10.
Yeah, exactly.
But I've seen so many other movies now. I'm like, no, I'm sorry.
Because I saw it when I didn't know, so that twist had the effect that it should have had on me. Yeah. In our Insidious episode, I had the same reaction. I hated Insidious. Yeah. Because I watched it in the year 2020. So I get where you're coming from. I'm just yanking your chain about you being a fuckwit. But
it's fair. Sometimes I got to be told.
Yeah, no. Just the reveal is done so well. Like there's enough little sprinkles throughout the movie where they're never in the same room. And, and it's sort of really heavily hinted at with the relationship with Marla. Yeah. Because they're never in the same room. Tyler is very adamant. Don't ever mention me. Don't ever bring me up. Yeah. All of that stuff, and then Marla's the one who eventually reveals it on the phone. She's like, "Tyler, you are Tyler." Yeah. And that's when hell breaks.
Hell fucking breaks loose. It fucking breaks, all right.
And and then it's just him desperately trying to undo it, desperately trying to catch himself. Pretty much.
And coming to why I love the whole end is the whole. You then get strung along and get shown how fucking mental he's gone in creating this string of clubs across America and all these places he's visited, and all these people are just like fucking bloodied and broken.
Know him.
Like, he's literally, like, pretty much referred to as, like, a walking god, if anything.
Yeah, he's like L. Ron Hubbard or something in Scientology. Yeah. Like, he's the guy.
He walks in, you look at me and you go, well, fuck, he doesn't look like it. But
they're still all very much playing by the rules and
they
don't say much to him.
Yeah, and to the point where he has fucking explosives rigged on 6 high-rise buildings.
He's just already done it.
And you're like, this is a full terrorist movie.
Yeah.
This is legit, like, on the same level.
Yeah, but even still, when he realizes that Tyler isn't real, he is so unstable at that point mentally that he's still seeing Tyler and he's still, like, not quite convinced. It takes a lot of convincing within himself to realize who Tyler is.
Yeah.
Because he's still, like, physically trying to fight him and shoot at him, like, with the bomb and stuff. Great fucking delivery from Brad Pitt. When he shoots at the van, Brad Pitt just, like, loses his mind. Yeah. It is so fucking funny, that line.
I love from that scene when they are fighting in that car park, and the way Brad Pitt is fighting in that, it's so, like, comical.
Yeah.
It was hilarious to watch, the way he was fighting it.
That's a reflection of the narrator, like, just losing his mind. Because Tyler has never been like that through the whole movie. But now that the narrator is coming undone, like, Tyler's just someone else. It's just doing, like, weird kung fu.
It's hilarious the way he's doing it. Oh, my God.
And they cut into the security cameras and he's just, like, running around
I loved how they
like
did that. Yeah, I loved how they did that, and they added that into there to really, like, show you.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about it is they do that thing... Joker did it too. Like, the reveal happens and then they do flashbacks of him, like, talking to himself and stuff. So it's like, you don't need that. Like, I know audiences are dumb as hell.
I mean, in one way, you don't need it, but in the other way, it's sort of like, you do kind of want to see how he was doing it without Tyler being there.
Yeah.
So sort of seeing, because you'd always see it as he was, like, in the background and Tyler was here doing it. So you kind of...
you can figure that out.
You're curious in your sort of way.
I suppose,
Most people want to visually see it. Smart people can see it in their head and go, I see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Other people go, no,
and I mean, that would only shave like 40 seconds off the runtime, mate. They don't... It's not gratuitous. But, I don't know, I just feel like it's a bit dumb.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion.
It makes sense because it is only small. It's not a massive scene.
And Joker did it too. Like, Joker was almost perfect, but then they do, like, the girlfriend wasn't real, and they show that flashback. It's just like, okay, we got it.
Yeah, fuck.
We get it.
Fucking need to watch Joker again. What a great movie.
Good movie.
Great fucking movie.
I had another point on that, and now it's gone because I'm thinking about the movie Joker. I was trying to sing to get it back. It's gone. It's
Helena Bonham Carter is a mad crackhead.
Yeah, she is disgusting in this movie.
Every movie that she's ever been in, she just portrays it so well, and she seems like such a lovely person.
I know,
but I think it's just unfortunate. Like, she's been given the Steve Buscemi role of the female actress world.
It's like such a.
Where it's like, you look the way you do,
such a piece of
but
shit.
you own it. You really own it.
And she's such a punching bag in this movie. Like, she's just as unstable as the narrator. The narrator doesn't have a name. It's Tyler Durden. He never calls himself Tyler Durden. Marla does, but no one else really does. Yeah, and she's like in such a terrible spot, and then Tyler's just like treating her worse than she was already treating herself.
Yeah,
she gets such a shit end of the bargain in this movie.
Yeah,
well, and then at the end she gets forcibly taken to see him. And he's got his fucking cheek flapping in the wind.
Yeah.
Like, and he's still like, hold my hand while we watch this domestic terrorist thing unfold, you know? Like, she just gets the worst end of the stick in all ends of the stick. It's the worst one.
Yeah. So, oh, God, yeah, I'm so fucking tired. Yeah, I mean, like the last scene of this whole movie is those buildings collapsing around them.
Terrible.
It is fucking stupid. Like,
and that Pixie song is not as good as you think it is.
No,
it's a terrible song. I'm sorry.
Fucking oath.
It's a fucking shit song.
And I don't know. Is it a good ending?
No.
It fucking sucks. Eh?
I mean, I get it. Like, it's out of his hands.
It was the plan. It was the whole thing all along.
It's his incredibly elaborate, thought out plan that he's obviously worked on for all this time.
Yeah.
Without really knowing it because he's so dissociated. And, you know, it is coming together. Like in most movies, you want that payoff of what you've been watching the movie leading up to this, and it's happening. But he's been watching it, and then he had the moment where he's like, I don't want it to happen, but it still happens anyway. So it's like sort of satisfying on all fronts, sort of. But I'm just like, okay, fine. It could have ended when Tyler died, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't need that weird emotional bit at the end. But
Yeah.
it's artsy-fartsy, and it's a thing. Whatever.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah. Good for them. I can't stop.
Bloody hell.
I'm so sorry. Sitting here for too fucking long just chatting about shit.
Yeah, the main episode this week is a long one.
Yeah, we fucking stretched a long movie. It's just fucking Jesus Christ, false everybody. But it's all right. We're getting into some fucking good movies.
It's not like a particularly funny movie, but it's like...
No, it has comedic value and it needs to have it.
There's the montage when they get the homework and they have to go out and start a fight, which is just...
That's funny.
Brain-damagingly funny. It's so
it shouldn't
fucking
be,
funny.
and it's just such that stupid fucking comedy where you're just like, it's just there. just to have that moment.
Knocking a Bible out of a preset. Like, it's so stupid, but it's so fucking
just hosing
funny.
them with some water.
Yeah, and the way it's edited.
Did you just wet me with water? It's just like...
Excuse me. But it's so comically edited. Like, it's so, like, farcical. They're so fucking funny, dude. Holy shit. I love that scene. That's probably my favorite scene in the whole movie.
Yeah, it definitely was one of the funnier parts.
Screaming and chasing a guy on a bike. But it's not a particularly funny movie.
No.
It's actually quite grim, but it's so like...
It's a thoughtful movie. It does have so many different themes about it.
A lot of Brad Pitt's performance is quite funny too, because he's so like over the top and like... Yeah,
he's...
insane. He's
yeah,
like
and that's the good thing is he's really taking the character as you're literally just a figment of someone who's...
But he's also kind of scary. Like, he has those darker elements, like burning the hand to initiate. Like, even that is such a small thing, but you're like, oh, that's kind of sadistic and like
fucked up.
And he's just like so good at manipulating people and being a leader and like abusing people when they have to stand on the porch for days. Like, he's actually just like horrible, but he's so like charming and charismatic and like he's everything the narrator wants him to be.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, it's so weird. Like, how fucked up is your view of yourself that you create Tyler as the perfect version of yourself? Yeah. And he's still awful. He's an awful man.
Yeah, well, without a doubt, which it just comes down to, that's just Ed Norton wanting to be him.
And, like, he's like, and, Tyler starts scaring him at some point. It's just like, if you've, bipolar people or people who dissociate like that, like, they do scare themselves. And, like, it's just visually represented through a car crash, And, just like that argument in the car. It's just so cool. It's so beautifully done. I think it's the style of this movie is just so nice.
Yeah, definitely nice. Huge for its time, 100%. And I can definitely, I can 100% see why this movie is such a cult classic. Why so many people like it. And like I don't hate this movie. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I didn't love this movie, but I didn't hate it. I liked half of it, and I can respect the rest of it. But I don't see me watching it again.
Really?
In all honesty.
I think this is one of the most rewatchable movies ever.
See, and it's just different opinions on that type of stuff. Like,
but you're already not a big rewatcher anyway.
Oh, I'm a huge rewatcher, just of the wrong type of movies, like The Wolf of Wall Street. That is.
You're whinging about a long movie.
I know.
The movie goes for 3 weeks.
Oh my god, and I fucking love every minute of it. But then I just rewatch some dumb movies. I once watched. You Don't Mess with the Zohan 4 times in one day.
Why?
I don't know.
Why would you watch it once?
It's one of the greatest Adam Sandler movies that he's got.
Oh, okay. Fine, I guess. If you must.
It's for another episode. But, it's still a decent movie. And, I get it. I get where it's coming from. I know what it was trying to do. And it definitely impacted the world and the culture of today. Fucking immensely.
Yeah, it was absolutely like immensely. Movies tried to be more clever after this movie.
Yeah.
And like really a lot of them fucking crashed and burned on their feet.
Yeah, no, you don't see a lot of movies being able to replicate what they did in this one.
Because this is like perfectly done in terms of clever, like as broad a sense as that is. Like it just unravels so perfectly. But a lot of movies
it has a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Yes. And like in the age of the twist, like M. Night Shyamalan became the big joke.
Yeah.
About the twist.
Yeah.
But this is one of the biggest movie twists of all time.
Exactly right.
Unfortunately, that was everyone on Earth knows it. It's Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's dad. Like it's a twist of that magnitude.
Yep.
But it's so in the zeitgeist. Like there's no way you could have watched it without knowing.
Yeah, exactly right. But that's Fight Club.
Yep.
That's the movie.
Fucking love it.
You love it. I'm okay with it. It happened. If you guys want to roast me about it, feel free.
Don't roast him about it. I yelled at him at the beginning. It's okay. People People like what you like.
Love me for who I am.
Like what you like.
Fucking cowards. Now subscribe to the podcast, you dickheads.
Yeah.
Just do that.
Just berate people into subscribe.
All right, let's end it there, guys. I'm fucking ready to go to bed. So, guys, thank you very much for listening to You Like That Extra for another week.
We recorded one at like midnight 2 weeks ago, and you were less tired then.
Oh, don't worry. After this, I'm going to be wide awake. Don't worry about it. It's just because I've been sitting in the same spot for 2 hours now.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm done. So, guys, like, share, subscribe, do all that good shit. Send us your shit of listening to us, watching us. New choices will be up before this episode goes live.
Please vote.
Vote every Monday for whatever you want. There'll be more actors and actress themed sections.
Try and vote a lot straight away, because I watched the movie on Wednesday. That's kind of my only free night to watch the movie. But the voting isn't finished till whenever you finish it. So I generally do it on the Thursday. Try and make it very clear by Wednesday.
So if most of you people can get your votes in by at least Wednesday,
thank you.
That'd be great. We'll try and make it so there should be a clear winner in each one. This one was just a little bit too close for comfort. But yeah,
democracy wins, baby.
Every Thursday, the ads. Come see us on the main show every Sunday and Tuesday for that one as well. So until we see you guys again on another night. My name is Adam, and I've been one half of You Like That Extra and You Like That Podcast.
My name's Jack. I have been the other half of both You Like That umbrella things.
The podcast, yep. All right, done. Thanks very much, guys. We'll see you next week.
I'm also tired.